Now that we've talked about search intent, there are a few more types of keywords that I want you to understand before we get started. Now, this terminology is very important because this is going to help make your SEO campaign even more successful, and it's also going to go off what we just talked about with search intent. So we're going to look at three different types of keywords. There are the head keywords, which are also referred to as broad keywords. There are keywords that are considered the body, which are also referred to as targeted keywords. And then lastly, there are long tail keywords. Head tail keywords tend to be shorter key phrases that are about 1 or 2 keywords in length. They are shorter, they're less specific, but they typically have a higher search volume. Now, long tail keywords tend to have 3 or 4 keywords or even more. So let's look at an example. The word cats would be considered a head keyword. It is very short, it's not very specific, but it's likely to have a high search volume. But it's difficult to determine what the intent is of the searcher. Do they want to buy a cat toy? Do they want to own a cat? Are they looking for information on how to raise a cat? What are they looking for? It's hard to tell. So they typically start to narrow down their search. That's where the body comes in. They could then type in cat toys. That starts to get a little bit more specific. Long tail, that could be buy cat toys. That could be a name of a specific cat toy. This is where they start to get more targeted when they see that the head or targeted keywords that they put into Google are not returning the searches that they're looking for. That's when they start to search for longer tail keywords. This is important because often we want to start with some long tail keywords. They are going to have lower search volume, but it drives more targeted traffic. We are not after just driving traffic. We want targeted traffic that is actually going to convert. And these long tail keywords do exactly that. They drive targeted traffic. And that means your conversion rate is going to be much higher than it would for all the traffic that you could get for some of these head terms. So let's face it, would you rather have to work to drive 100 people to your site to get 10 purchases, or would you want to work so hard to drive 1,000 visitors to your site just to get the same result? Personally, I don't want to work that hard. I would rather drive the 100 targeted visitors that are going to make those 10 purchases that I need. It's all about ROI and conversion as well. So it's easy to get excited about the broad keywords because they have high search volume. But before you get too excited, remember that they likely have a lot of competition and think about the buyer intent. Often they are going to be early in the purchase cycle, so they will have a lower conversion rate. These long tail keywords are also going to be less competitive, and they're going to be cheaper for you to rank for. So just keep all of that in mind when generating your list. If you're still not sold on these long-term keywords, keep in mind that about 40% or more of all the online searches today are made up of 4 or more words. That is a lot of searches that are made up of long-tail keywords, and that is a lot of traffic that you can target. So when you start a new SEO campaign, you want to go after what I call quick wins. This means starting with the keywords you feel like you can rank for the quickest. This will put your website on the map and help give you some early organic search momentum while you work on ranking for other keywords.